Hello and welcome to Member Musing, a video podcast series that will bring audiences closer to insightful conversation on the state of the MENA leisure and entertainment industry, also throwing light on innovative services, products and achievements of MENALAC members. Today is a special episode as I'm joined by Antonio Zamperla, Chief Executive Officer of Zamperla Group. Antonio is the son of Alberto Zamperla, who was named as the Hall of Fame winner at MENALAC Awards 2023 on the 15th of March. This is a posthumous award, as sadly in November 2022, Alberto Zamperla passed away. But I'm so pleased that Antonio has agreed to speak with me today about his father's career and legacy. Antonio, thank you so much for joining me on Member Musing, and my condolences on your father's passing.
Thank you so much for the condolences. I'm really humbled, honored, and happy to be here with you. I mean, the MENA region was really part of my father's legacy, so to speak. I mean, he was so attached to the MENA region, so it's really an honor for me to be here on his behalf.
Your father was an industry giant and so highly regarded by others in the leisure and entertainment industry. He expanded the company further across the world, as you've already mentioned, leading to Zamperla Group becoming world leaders in the designing and manufacturing of amusement rides. Antonio, tell me, have you got any memories of your father that would highlight his hard work and particularly his passion of our industry?
Well, first of all, let's start with this. We are in such a great industry. As a job, we had to go to amusement parks and to try roller coasters. So since I was a kid, I was forced from my father actually to try rides. So think about this. I mean, as a young kid, my father was taking me on his business trip. And I was the one to go on the rides, to go on Zamperla's rides and competitors' rides and test them, and then get back and report to him. Basically, I was kind of working as underage children, and my father was kind of forcing me to do that. I mean, that's not even working, and still I'm pretty astonished that this is the work that we are still doing. So on this note, I mean, my father never stopped working. And we never stopped work, because every single time that we were going in a summer vacation, well, we were going mostly where an amusement park were. And of course, I mean, it was conducting business, but we were lucky enough to try amusement rides and roller coasters and amusement parks. So we were into the amusement field. So we've been always mixing family, work, and pleasure, so to speak. And thanks to the fact that the goal of, I mean, our goal and the goal of the whole industry is to put a smile on people's face. Well, what better way to actually to mix pleasure and work, so to speak, and so business and actually family as well, and then bringing them to amusement park. So in this note, again, every single year we were going to amusement park, we were spending time together, and we've always spent time together. Either were Saturday or Sundays, or either were long holidays, an amusement park was always there, and my father was always into the amusement park, looking at the crowd, understanding how they were happy about riding a ride, or how they were actually, you know, all the innovation that you could bring and to make people more happier. So he was always in constant thinking of what was next. And thanks to the fact that we were kids, well, he was using us as a guinea pig, so to speak. So he was really putting us on rides, or he was taking us to toy shop in order to take ideas from what kids were liking. And so he was bringing those toys back home, and then he was studying with the art department and the engineering, like to understand how to make them kind of an amusement ride.
The lived experience is really important. So he was very lucky to have you to take to the amusement parks, and obviously passing on his passion as you are now, you know, Chief Executive of Zamperla Group. You clearly have the same love for it.
How can I not love something like this? Again, I get to go to amusement rides and roller coaster. I get to try them. I get to see people that likes going on that. And especially, we're in an industry where we're not solving any huge issue, health issue, or other economical or political issue. But what I can say is that we give 30 seconds, a minute and a half of smile and happiness to people. So at the end, even if we bend steel, even if we have engineering, even if we are a manufacturer, well, the end goal is actually to put a smile on people's face and to alleviate them from whatever they have at home and whatever is it's having. So de-stress basically the life of people. So I wouldn't say that we solve the issue, but at least we make a better place to live.
And I think that's what's kept other people and other leaders in the industry going, particularly over the difficult few years that we've had, knowing that we can bring a smile to lots of different people's faces across the world.
I completely agree. And that's why also, we are lucky enough that thanks to the vision of my father, we were able to work with the whole world. So, and by doing this, we have location and we have direct offices or manufacturer spread across the world, and even in the MENA region. We have a presence with five colleagues of us, because we think globally, but we are locally. So to speak, we want to have a foot on the ground where our customers are, because our customers at the end are not only customers. Since we have an history of more than 56 years, the company is turning 57 this year. It means that something has been done in a good way, and the legacy and the heritage that we have is actually standing behind our products, bringing innovation, but not just having customer, but having partner, because we are here for the long term and long goal, not just by selling the ride, but giving them an experience and partner with all the colleagues around the world in order to bring again a smile to people's face.
Zamperla Group has become a huge name within the industry. There's no disputing that. Since its founding in 1966 by your grandfather, Antonio Zamperla, there's too many accomplishments and projects for us to talk about on this podcast, Antonio. So from your perspective, what would you say was the most significant moments for Zamperla Group over the years? And are you able to give some insight as to how your father saw these junctures at the time?
Absolutely. So let me just back up a little bit. So my grandfather was a builder, was a doer. He was building rides. He was very good at building rides. My father, though, was a salesman. So he was actually able to spread across the world the name Zamperla. So one of the milestones was back in the end of the 1980s, the first work that we did for Disney. So we worked on Euro Disney in 1989 with 6 rides over the 12 that were from the first batch, and that really gave us a huge boost in terms of experience, of technological advance, but also in terms of course, brand recognition. From that on, the company started growing across the different region, and in the early 2000s, we invested and we started a small amusement park in New York, in Central Park, New York, called the Walmart Ring, that we started managing. So we actually approached also, let's say, the other side of the fence. That allowed us to improve and to get better the manufacturing by understanding what our customer needed the most. So thanks to the fact that we were on one side of the food as a ride on one side of the fence as a ride operator, and on the other side of the fence as a manufacturer, we were able actually to combine and to create synergy and make one better, thanks to the work of the other side. But by going on with this, in 2005, my grandfather Antonio was inducted into the MENALAC Hall of Fame. So recognizing his hard work and recognizing his legacy, and that was one of the hardest moments that we had, because on the stage was me and my brother, but backed up, of course, from the whole family. I mean, we are a family business, and we keep the family inside the business. After that, another piece, another milestone was the fact that we managed for 3 years, and I actually was managing Minitalia L'Olanda, that is an amusement park right outside Milano, where my father envisioned a showroom of the Zamperla rides. Thanks to this, we filled the park with the amusement rides from Zamperla, and we brought the attendance from 150,000 people a year to 500,000 in just 3 years. With also again the good work of the people from the headquarters that was able to travel from Vicenza to Milano, that is just 150 kilometers away, in order to improve the services and improve the rides, and then get ideas and bring them back to the factory. That actually gave us a boost, and gave us also the opportunity in 2010 to invest in Luna Park and to revitalize completely the iconic amusement park that is one of the birthplace of our amusement industry. So in New York, in just 100 days, and that was really me and my father, that we were working 20 hours a day for between January and May, in order to open that amusement park that is still running, and that my brother Alessandro is managing. So that was probably one of the biggest and stressful moments, a huge investment for us, but also something that put us into the spot as an international company. After that, 2014, we opened in Coney Island, in Luna Park, the Thunderbolt. That was our biggest project ever, so to speak. I mean, was the roller coaster that we wanted and we dreamt about for decades, because it was the first one for us with inversion, with the loop, but also the first one that set us in terms of expectation with the biggest manufacturer in the world. And from that on, basically, all the innovation and all the new things that we were envisioning started rolling out. And right now we are the company that we are, thanks to all these moments that happened in the last 50 years.
I can imagine, how amazing and how proud, you all feel. And like you said, it's a family business. So as a family, to watch the business grow, the legacy of your grandfather and your father, and obviously yourself as well. I'm excited as to the future of Zamperla as well, coming from, a European country such as Italy, and growing to now have developments and projects all across the world, such big places, big locations across the world like New York. And now you've got an office here in the Middle East. You established the Zamperla Group Middle East in 2003 here in Dubai, and since then you've become a main supplier to all major operators in the region. Can you talk about what attracted Zamperla Group to the MENA region's leisure, entertainment and amusements market? What was the initial vision for entering the market here, and how has your position evolved?
Well, as said, that was the vision, my father's vision, as a salesman and as a person that traveled almost everywhere in the world, was able to understand the differences and the cultural differences that we have. We're not all the same. Let's say that we look alike, we have the same, but culturally and politically, socio-economically, we are different. And I can tell you that also in Italy, from region to region, we are different in terms of what we like, in terms of food, of music, of everything. So one of the things that he understood is actually that we needed some cultural interpreter. So a Rosetta Stone, kind of, that is able to understand culturally, locally, what people likes, what is the different type of amusement that they like, and then transfer back to the main office. But we were doing that, before establishing the Zamperla Middle East, we were doing that by traveling and not understanding what was the social economic impact, but also not being able to establish the relationship that we have now with all the partners that we have in the MENA region. So the vision was actually to put some boots on the ground, stable boots on the ground, a stable organization with people that understands, that speaks the same language, that breathe the same air. So, so to speak, I mean, really to become more MENA-oriented than just international or Italian. And this is one of the biggest legacies that my father gave us. Again, creating this different type of organization that is able to adapt to all the needs and all the requests from the different kind of region. In this case, the MENA region was so important, and he saw before. Basically, I mean, 2003. I mean, we were not that established in the MENA region, and the MENA region was not the MENA region that is right now, especially in terms of entertainment. But the vision, in this case of my father, was actually on the medium to long term, an investment that he made in 2003, because he thought and he knew, thanks to the traveling that he did, and thanks to the networking that he was making, that region would have become the one that is right now. And so, again, the success of today comes really from the past and from what happened basically almost 20 years ago. Actually, it's going to be 20 years this year, and that we will celebrate being in the Middle East in terms of stability and as a stable organization.
And does it feel like those 20 years have gone by quickly?
Oh my God, it feels like yesterday. I mean, already back on the days that I was traveling with my father, I've always traveled a lot with my father. So I do remember being in Dubai in 2003, and it was totally different, of course. But even if it is totally different now, I still feel like it was almost a couple of years ago that we were there, choosing the locations and looking at the parks and going around with Yasser, that is our general manager in the MENA region, and one of the most trusted person that we have in the organization.
Such an important point you raised just there, Antonio, about understanding the market that you're entering, and that you saw that early on, and quite an exciting time for you to join in 2003 and watch the region develop over the past 20 years almost. And now, you know, the MENA region is being talked about a lot. Our leisure and entertainment industry is really booming. And it's an exciting time for everyone. How did your father see the future of the leisure and entertainment industry, as well as the future of Zamperla Group? Were there any emerging trends that he was excited about?
Absolutely. I mean, he was the one that actually pushed us and then kept on pushing on innovation and innovative thinking, taking things from other industry and bringing it to our industry. We are still the industry that has the merry-go-round as a kind of a top seller, or as a piece of resistance, so to speak, because I mean, that is something that still works, and is an amusement ride that is 100 and more years old. So what we look for and what he pushed us to always was actually to be the disruptor and not the disrupted. So thinking outside of the box, looking at what other markets are doing, we're looking at other technologies and bringing those kind of technologies into our industry. We're talking about IoT, so Internet of Things with sensors. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about machine learning. We're talking about virtual reality and augmented reality. We're really talking about breakthrough technologies to adapt them to our amusement rides. But still, the amusement rides needs to, so to speak, entertain with mechanics. But let's add also the technology. Let's close the bridge and the gap that is between the amusement rides industry and the rest of the world. And that's where we're pushing towards. And that is one, again, of the legacy that my father gave us. Keep on thinking out of the box. It's not that just because, I mean, the merry-go-round has been worked for more than 100 years, that will work forever. So let's keep on challenging ourselves, and let's understand where we can go next. And that's how we did it, and that's how we developed the nebulas, the wind starts, the disco, all the rides that we have. And we usually bring one new ride every single year to the market. And that ride is a ride that has been developed and has been in development for years before. So we really look ahead and we really look forward to what's going to be next.
It is beautiful that we have, you know, quite very traditional rides, like you said, that have been around for 100 years or a little bit less, but we've also got lots of new exciting things using technology and AI, being more immersed in an experience. And so, you know, it's lovely that you enjoy sort of innovating, but maintaining the traditions that of the amusement industry that have kept people keep coming back to parks and amusements.
Yes, we are all for it, especially because, again, as a family, we go along with the tradition. We go along and we take the heritage. We do not disrupt completely the heritage that we come from. We know where we come from. And so we honor that by enhancing actually what we have been doing until now. Because if we have been doing something good, it's because, again, and it's thanks to the fact that we are still here. So let's get what is really doing good, and let's enhance it, and let's understand how we can make it even better for the next generations.
Absolutely. Antonio, before we wrap things up, I would like to congratulate you on the other 2 awards that Zamperla Group won at the MENALAC Awards Gala just last week. You must be very pleased.
Absolutely, but it's not, I mean, it's not something that I take personally. It's the team, it's the company, it's the heart that the engineers put into what they do. It's the heart of the workers in the shop too. It's incredible because even if most of the time they don't see the ride fully operational, they still have a huge smile and they're so proud of what they do, because they know that even at work, even by just adjusting a bolt in the nut, they're gonna make someone happy at the end of the day. So even if it is kind of a bending or just adjusting pipes or anything else, they know that the little thing that they are doing contributes actually to a smile in a park somewhere in the world. So it's really something that I'm honored to take, but I'm gonna really turn into the rest of the company, because that's the result of a hard work of team and dedication of so many people.
And that's why, you know, you are as successful as you are, and long may it continue for Zamperla Group.
Thank you so much for this, really.
Thank you, Antonio, for joining me today. It's been so lovely speaking with you, hearing your perspective, hearing stories of your father's career, and also some personal stories as well.
Thank you for hosting me. And again, it has been an honor, and it is always an honor to come back to Dubai.
To our audience, don't forget to follow MENALAC's website and social media pages, as well as heading to Zamperla Group's website. All these links can be found in the description section of this episode. Thank you to our audience for tuning in to Member Musing. Be sure to check out the special edition podcast episodes of coverage from the MENALAC Awards Gala 2023. They are certainly not to be missed. Bye for now.